shall they take the next move? That's superhuman.
What do you mean?
This movement, superhuman. The whole sadness of the world. Superhuman. He knew he was dying. We're an animal which can produce that. And there were many men, as you know, who loved it and played it and then produced concentration camps. The same men. In those same streets.
So just a little bit more loud so that we can...
You want it louder?
No, not louder.
Less?
Yeah. So it's good. Because I don't know why at this very moment you were always busy with the question, how can people who in the evening read Rilke, yeah? Or love Beethoven,
Or play Schubert.
or play Beethoven, can slaughter people, other people in the morning as if stamping forms.
Yeah.
Did you get any further with the answer?
I have no answer. It's probably the question which has dominated my work and other human beings' identification of my work. That question is always seen as I've asked it my whole life, and was one of the first to ask it. Nearer the end of my life, I find no theory acceptable, not the idea of a collective schizophrenia, not the idea which Köstler in this very room always said to me, but I have the answer. Part of our brain is prehistoric, sadistic animal, and only a tiny part is evolved humanity, and they haven't got together. It's a lovely story. There's not a shred of evidence for it. I've then, as you know, been even more pessimistic. Could it be that in very high culture there is something inhuman? We've spoken about it already. Walter Benjamin, great master, said the foundation of every cultural monument is a piece of barbarism. That's too extreme again. I have no answer. I know that for me, without this movement of the Schubert posthumous quintet, much in life would not be worth living. I couldn't bear. I've said in Errata that to lose one's eyesight must be unimaginably terrible. But I do carry a lot of literature in myself. A lot of luggage would stay with me. Not to be able to hear music anymore, I believe to be the darker darkness of the two. May God preserve me from it. But the presence of such a work defines for me the inexhaustible magic and terror of Europe, the coexistence in the same heartland of the highest that man has achieved and of the lowest, of the most inhuman and sadistic. If we knew that music like that made you incapable of doing certain things, we would be safe. And perhaps man is not meant to feel safe. There is a wonderfully anti-Semitic joke by Hegel, but a wonderful one. Hegel says God comes, and there's a Jew in front of him, and God says, in one hand I have eternal salvation for you, and in the other I have tomorrow morning's newspaper. Which do you choose? And the Jew, of course, says Hegel chooses a newspaper. And I entirely understand this, because there is something in us which does not want to come to rest, which does not want peace and safety, which wants to live on the edge, which wants to be in inner doubt, in inner questioning. And that is our dignitas as thinking human beings, but it seems to make us capable of, and perhaps in need of, great savageries, great cruelties. We grow impatient with peace, we grow impatient with repose, we grow impatient with decency. That is a very dangerous thought. But there is something about decency which brings out in us a certain arrogant boredom. We are fascinated by the dark. We always have been, since the beginning of great art. The number of human beings who read the Inferno of Dante over and over is 100 times those who read the Paradiso, and has always been so from the beginning. There's a terrific problem there, where Freud did say some very interesting things about tragedy, saying we keep returning to blackness so as to be able to endure it, so that we control our own fear of it. Yes, but why do we do it to other human beings? And to that I have no answer. But because there was a Schubert, maybe, somewhere there is an excuse for the rest of us.